I'm Scott Mason. Welcome to Aglife. You know, we're honored to bring you this next story because it's all about honoring. It's how a group of men came together on the battlefield and now on the home front for a very special cause as we here at Aglife honor all our veterans.
We, the members of the American Legion and the veterans of foreign wars, are assembled here today to pay our final respects to our departed comrade, John Smith, a veteran of the United States Army during World War II.
So Paul, you've been a member of this for 30 years. Tell me how this got started.
In 1986, we were having several funerals, and we just called whoever we could get. And I talked to Bill Gabbard and Ed Lewis about starting an honor guard for VFW Post 1147. And we called around, and we originally got 32 members. And it worked out pretty good for us. And after we had a funeral or two, we decided it'd be nice to have a uniform. And we went around to Princeton to see if someone would donate, and both of the funeral homes in Princeton donated. But I've got to take my hat off to the VFW Ladies Auxiliary, because they really come through.
Yeah, let's hear from them ladies from the Ladies Auxiliary.
The ladies come through. Oh, hey, that's right.
Attend, hut. Prepare to fire 3 volleys. Forward, home. Hey! Bop! Hey! Bop! Hey! Bop!
If you've ever been to a military funeral, you have heard the playing of taps. You know, it's that haunting melody that puts a lump in your throat and tears in your eyes. But do you know the history of taps? If not, I think you shall find this most interesting.
All right, I'm here with Joe Stowe with the Retired Veterans Burial Detail. We're going to talk with him. Good to see you, Joe.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks for being here today.
Right.
Tell me about organizing, getting your group together for a funeral.
What we do is C.T. Montgomery handles the group from Owensville. And then I handle the ones in the northern part of Princeton, Hazleton, Patoka, and Oakland City. And we have a total probably of about 22 men.
And Joe, you could be sitting home playing golf, you could be out fishing. Why do you do this? Where's the passion at? Where's that come from?
The passion is that I'm with some dedicated men, that they are really dedicated in order to do this. Now we'll have about anywhere from 35 to 50 funerals a year. And I'd say probably average it out around 40.
So you've gone all around the state?
Yeah, we've been down in Vanderbilt. We've had funerals down there, over in Pike County, over in Mount Carmel, Illinois, Vincennes. So we tried to just give the deceased veteran the honor that he deserves and give a little bit of closure to the family at the same time. The gentle breeze caresses the folds of no other flag so beautiful as our own Old Glory. You see, there is no such red in a budding rose, in a falling leaf, nor sparkling wine. And there is no such white in an April blossom, in a crescent moon, nor mountain snow. And there is no such blue in a woman's eye, in the ocean's depth, nor heaven's dome. And so by the authority of the government of the United States of America, through the American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Wars, it is my honor and privilege to present to you, Mrs. Smith, this flag of our country, under which your husband so honorably and faithfully served. May it be a comfort to you and to your family in everything for which it stands. Keep it as an everlasting reminder of your husband and soldier who served under this flag with honor and distinction. Please accept this flag with the deepest appreciation from a grateful nation.
We here at Aglife want to thank all our veterans, men and women, for their service. And we'll be back with more stories right here on Aglife.
Welcome back to Aglife. My name is Camille Lambert. I'm the Agriculture and Natural Resources Extension Agent in Henderson County, and today I'm here with Amanda Hardy. She works with Family and Consumer Sciences, and she is going to teach me how to make this wonderful strawberry salsa.
That's right, Camille. We are here today and we are going to work with strawberries because strawberries are in season right now. They're in season from May to June. And so right now is the time to get your strawberries and make something great with them.
And all the farmers markets are starting to open, so strawberries are one of the main things that you can go and buy fresh and local. So it's really great.
Absolutely. And strawberries are a great source of vitamin C, and they only contain 55 calories
That's what I'm
for
talking
one
about.
cup. So let's get started.
Okay,
One
so what do we
thing-
do first?
Well, one thing, we've already washed our strawberries and we already have them pre-cut. But just want to mention that you want to wash them with the caps on, because if you don't and you take the caps off first, you get too much water in the strawberries.
Okay,
So make
well,
sure
that
you
makes
leave
sense.
the caps on, pat them dry, and then take the caps off.
Great.
So what we're going to start with first is we are going to whisk together some olive oil, vinegar, and salt in a large bowl. And you're going to take a tablespoon of olive oil.
That's going to give it some good coating.
And then you need 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and we're going to use white vinegar.
Okay. Now I do have a quick ag fact about strawberries. It's not a true berry because the seeds are on the outside. A true berry has the seeds in the inside, and this really kind of drives botanists crazy because technically each seed is supposed to represent a separate fruit, and strawberries have about 200 seeds on the outside, so it's different.
And then a half a teaspoon of salt.
All right.
Now you can also use, if you don't have white vinegar, you can also use a balsamic vinegar.
Oh, okay.
That'll work. You can use whatever you have in your
Yeah.
pantry. So you're going to whisk those together.
Okay.
And then as you're doing that, I'm going to go on and add 2 cups of chopped strawberries.
All right.
And then we're going to add some green onion, and it calls for 8 green onions chopped. So we're just going to kind of estimate on this, Camille, because this is probably about that. But depending on how well you like onion will depend on how
Everyone's
much you
different.
put in here. So we'll go on and put all of this in here.
Yeah, I
But,
like a lot of
You know,
onion.
if you don't like a lot of onion, you might not put all of that in there.
Okay.
So continue stirring that. We're going to put some tomatoes in there, and it calls for 2 cups of tomatoes.
I might need to get me a big wooden spoon.
And we're only putting a cup of tomatoes in there right now.
Okay.
And then it calls for some cilantro. So the key to cilantro is we've got some fresh cilantro here.
I absolutely love cilantro, especially the warmer months, you know.
Is you can absolutely, because we've got fresh right now, and you can either chop it, you can use scissors, but we're just gonna kind of slice this up a little bit.
Okay.
And then all you're gonna do, and you can use the ends of it as well.
Oh, okay. I actually didn't know that.
You can, yeah, the ends have a lot of flavor. And right now is a good time to start planting your herbs as
Yes.
well. So you can stir that all up.
Okay.
And basically, you've got some strawberry
That's it.
salsa. This is a great recipe to be able to serve with crackers. You can serve it, you can actually serve it with meat. put it on top of meat.
That would be
chicken,
really good.
beef,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, pork or your fish. So we've got some. It's a great thing that you just cover, put in the refrigerator, let it marinate with all the seasonings.
Yeah, chill it
and
back down.
Absolutely, let it sit for a while. We've got some that's already ready. So would you
Wonderful.
like to try some?
I would love to try some.
We're serving it with a cracker that has some salt on it. So it's going to give you that salty taste with the tomatoes, and then you've got the sweet with the strawberries.
Yes, super refreshing, especially for this time of year.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and dig in.
Sure. I'll put some more stuff in this one.
Oh yeah. All right, thanks for teaching me that recipe. You always have the best recipes. This is gonna be a really go-to this summer. Easy to make, it's quick, and it's delicious.
Absolutely.
So-
You're welcome.
I can't wait to cook again next time.
Sounds great.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Aglife.
Hi, my name's Sarah Jahan and I work for Sygenta. I'm the agronomist here in the state of Kentucky, and we're here at the 2016 National Farm Machinery Show. Sygenta has been a sponsor for the National Farm Machinery Show for several years, and what we've done the last 15 years is we've grown a number of planter boxes here for the show so that we can showcase some of the challenges that growers face and some of the possible solutions that Sygenta offers to address those challenges. One of the major issues that's really moving into the Midwest now is the development of resistant weeds, one of which is Palmer pigweed as well as water hemp. These weeds, wherever they've come into agriculture, has changed the way farmers have been able to farm. They're very prolific, they spread very fast, and they're resistant to several chemistries available in the marketplace. So what we have in this planter box is in a greenhouse over in Owensboro, Kentucky. We grew these planter boxes out starting the 1st of January. And what I've done here is I've spread weed seed across the whole box. It's morning glory, it's burr cucumber, barnyard grass, foxtail, and Palmer pigweed, water hemp, and then several other pigweeds as well. And so I planted all the weeds the day I planted the corn. And then I came in and I sprayed our new chemistry called Acuron, which is now registered for corn. Acuron is a herbicide that has 4 active ingredients with 3 modes of action and is very active at controlling both broadleaves and grasses, even if they're resistant to several different chemistries. So you can see the level of control here on the 3 rows that I've sprayed with Acuron is really superior. What sets it apart is that we have multiple modes of action, all working on some of the more difficult to control weeds that we have, and it has a very long residual because some of these weeds germinate all the way from the spring through the fall, so we need to have a residual chemistry that lasts the life of the crop, which is several months, okay? So here's the benefit of Acuron, our new chemistry, and now I'll move on over to our soybean box. And our soybean box, we did the same. We spread weeds across the whole box, and then we came in and we sprayed a residual soybean program. Now the important thing when controlling Palmer pigweed and the pigweeds in general is to put a residual chemistry with multiple modes of action down at planting, and then before that residual runs out, come back with a herbicide in crop. In this case, we put Boundary down at planting, which has 2 active ingredients, and then we came back with Flexstar GT, which has an additional 2 active ingredients early post-emergence. So in effect, we're applying the post-herbicide before the residual, the pre-herbicide runs out. We call that overlapping residual. This program will give season-long control of many broadleaves and grasses in both double crop and full season soybeans. This display that we have here is to introduce the marketplace for both vegetables and tobacco to our newest chemistry, which is a brand new mode of action. Now, new modes of action are very difficult to come by. We often come by with new chemistries, but it's rare to have a brand new mode of action. This chemistry is called Arondis, and we have it in 3 different premixes. One with Ridamil, which tobacco growers are very familiar with, as well as Bravo and Revis. So in the case of tobacco, for example, which we have at the base of our display here, we can take Arondis Ridamil Gold, put it in the setter barrel, and get excellent control of black shank, which is the most damaging disease tobacco growers face, as well as blue mold. It's highly active on the Oomycete class of chemistry. It has extended residual, so growers that have typically been doing 3 trips of Ridamil for black shank, this would be a foundation to put in your setter barrel, and then you'd simply come back with 1 pint of Ridamil at 3rd cultivation. So it's a program whether you're dealing with cucumbers or melons or any of the vegetable crops or tobacco. This absolutely new mode of action is going to be a way to control diseases that are very, very damaging to those crops. Our newest seed treatment that we're excited about is called Clariva Complete Beans. And Clariva is a seed treatment that controls soybean cyst nematode. And now a number of growers aren't aware that they have soybean cyst nematode, so the first thing you want to do is do soil sampling in the fall to see if your soil has soybean cyst nematode. If you have sudden death, there is a very close correlation between the presence of soybean cyst nematode and the occurrence of sudden death. So oftentimes growers won't think they have cyst nematode, but they have sudden death. They go out and look for the nematodes and then find them. Clariva Complete Beans are excellent on soybean cyst nematode. And in fact, if you come over here, we have a display. We brought some of our research personnel up from our research center in Vero Beach, Florida, and we actually have several different type of nematodes that we can show growers, both cyst and live nematodes in various soil samples. So what we've always tried to do here at the National Farm Machinery Show is to provide a number of different setups across our booth to educate growers on some of the challenges they have and some of the things that we can do to address those challenges. What we do know in agriculture is there's a lot of things in agriculture you can't control, the weather and what have you. So when you can take control of some of these issues, like soybean cyst nematode, like Palmer, with products like Acuron and Clariva, we just feel like we can help growers stay profitable on their farm.
I rode it to Sturgis, South Dakota, the largest bike rally in the world. And my plan was I'm just going to try to get as close as I can to Victory motorcycles. Here come these 4 guys with corporate t-shirts on, and I thought, man, this is really short-lived, you know, this is, they're gonna kick me out of here.
Hi, I'm Scott Mason, host of Aglife. We hope you enjoy watching the show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Now we want to make it even better for you. Write us at aglife@tristatehomepage.com. Tell us what you would like to see on future episodes of the show. And if you're a farmer or know a farmer that has a great story to tell, let us know that too. We'll see you next week on Aglife.